Fanboy, 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 fanboy. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII frickin' sucks, man! Oh my goodness! This has gotta be one of the most pathetic excuses of a game, so-called game that came out in 2014. Today, we are witnessing basically the real end, the real death, the demise of the 7th gen. Guess what? Lightning Returns is basically a console action RPG. Of course, published by Square Enix, but it's for the PS3 and the 360. So far, only for those systems. So it's basically just for those 7th gen, you know. I mean, you got the pathetic Station 3 that came out way back in 06, and then you got Lamebox 360 that is from 05. These old, crappy, rickety, crickety consoles that have been out for a good portion of like a 10-year-old kid's life. This is really sad and pathetic. You know, originally in Japan, I mean, it came out back in November, but finally now, North American release, February 2014 release, and I have no idea why they're still releasing this Final Fantasy crap. Especially like FF13 tie-ins. I've never understood that with Crap Enix and their crappy, horrible, you know, method of releasing some sort of tie-in, some sort of subtitled, you know, add-on type of game, you know, some kind of spin-off. I mean, first of all, nobody asked for Lightning to return. As a matter of fact, we want this pathetic character to come back wherever they came from. Hey, look at it. Look at a horrible cover and everything. What is it, pink hair? This chick got pink hair? I mean, I can't even understand the typical FF character model design. You know, with the little freaking scenester hair sweeping down the forehead, little pseudo scene look with the makeup and the liner and the face, and you know, really pale look to the character. She's wearing some sort of a pseudo gothic neo goth type of look with a damn collar, and I mean, it's just so cheesy and lame. These people that are making these games are stuck in like 1992. It's getting pathetic. Alright? I'm tired of these spiky-haired creeps and these lame, forced, hackneyed games from Final Fantasy. Everybody looks like they're from like an episode of Shakespeare 2020 or something. I mean, this is just sad. But let's talk about the crappy gameplay of this so-called video game. I mean, it's got a battle system and everything like that. You know, there's a bunch of enemies that you gotta fight. You know, you gotta be able to destroy, you know, all the versions of an enemy, and then there's some sort of final version that comes out as a boss. So, I mean, it's really repetitive graphics. There's a really horrible battle system here. I mean, it's the so-called Style Change Active Time battle system, which is just a failure. It's just a, you know, a rip-off from the paradigm system of the first and second 13 games, or XIII. Is that it? Yeah, I mean, you know, Roman numerals when it comes to games like this are so freaking lame. They're so overdone. I'm embarrassed because these games come out like pretty much every other year, and there's really nothing fun about them. I mean, taking a look at the Metascores, how embarrassing. Look at that. Oh, the PS3 version, a 68. A 68 on Metascore. Yeah, 68% is not exactly making me who want to look at this game as some sort of like savior of RPGs. I mean, I can't recommend this to anybody who's interested in any sort of role-playing. It's got a user score of 5.2. A 5.2. Now, I mean, this game does stink. But at least it's a little bit better than, you know, GTA 5 or Elder Scrolls Skyrim. You know, it's still at least better than those games. But that's like saying, you know, getting your ears chewed off by a rabid hyena is slightly better than getting your scrotum completely bit off by some rabid orangutan. I mean, which one would you rather take? To be honest, obviously neither one is a fun experience. And I mean, you know, taking a look at the user reviews in particular, everybody is very open about this and very honest. I gotta commend everybody for being just very truthful when it comes to these feedback. I mean, for example, Nigabith gave it a 0. Very, very good score, proper score, complete 0 out of 10. Another pointless entry in a washed-up series. Japanese games have failed to evolve over time, and Final Fantasy is a testament to this fact. Over-the-top and annoying characters with a wardrobe malfunction part taking a cliche narrative. I've had it with these emo Didos or Didos in these games, and the dungeon design is just laughable. Absolutely. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, to say Japan and innovation in the same sentence is like saying Nintendo and success in the same phrase. You know it's not going to happen. It's like saying, you know, Wii U and must buy in the same phrase. Unbelievable. Ibon gave it a 1. A 1. The numbered Final Fantasy franchise was always one of the JRPG games, but now this is a total abomination. This part is a slasher. There's no RPG left. No turn-based fighting. Nothing. There's nothing left. Only disappointment. And Sony loyalists gave it a 0. Awful story, awful main character, awful dialogues, awful quest, awful graphics, awful ending. An awful entry in a franchise devastated by terrible producers. I mean, you gotta be a complete brainless freaking monkey. A primate with no mind if you actually thought this was gonna be any good. How can anybody expect this to be somewhat like quality? I really don't know what else to say. I mean, this is just really sad and pathetic. I think that's pretty much it. You know, there's not much left when it comes to Final Fantasy. This should be the final game in the series, if anything, and if anybody is stupid enough to actually spend money on this, Lightning Returns nonsense, what do you want to do with your money? You might as well just put it inside a garbage can, I guess. You can send it to... I mean, you can maybe give it to a YouTube channel that's like e-begging, you know, so that you waste your money. You know, maybe you can do that. Horrible. It's horrible. Like I said, you know, at least better than GTA 5, but they all suck anyway, so that's kind of sad. That's it for this episode of Fanboy Reviews, and until next time, keep fanboying. Yeah!